Well, hey everybody, today let's kind of walk you through this product we're going to do a demo of. And I thought it would be a good demo because I bought this after watching a lot of reviews online, and me being an electrical code expert, I want to do a little more research about generators. And so obviously doing traveling in our travel trailer and using it for other small odds and ends, I was looking at a generator. I could go with any generator, but I thought about looking at the Harbor Freight. The reviews online were really good, and so I wanted to see for myself how well it did. I can tell you right now that a 5-gallon gas tank with stabilizer in it will fill this 2 times. As far as the usage out of it, I'm in the break-in period, but I'm doing about 75% load, and I'm getting about 10 hours per tank filling of this. So if you have a 5-gallon, you can get roughly about 20 hours of it, and if you use less power in it, then you might get more time out of it. But we're right at 75. We're at the break-in. We're not exceeding about 2100 watts at this time, 2200 watts. So again, uses regular gas, but we mix stabilizer in it. It's what they recommend. And I'll kind of walk you through the features that this generator has. But it's not a light generator. It's roughly about 100 pounds. I'm able to lift it up in the back of the truck and take it where I need to go. But I'd recommend it's got 2 real sturdy handles on it. They are embedded in, so it's not like it's loose and flimsy. You can lift it up, one person here, one person here. It makes it real easy to be able to maneuver it around. Okay, so it really has a locking system down here, which means that you can lock the wheel so it doesn't roll. You see how that's not spinning? But then you can turn around and you can unlock it. If I can get it unlocked, there. So then you can unlock it and you'll see that the wheels spin. So it does a pretty good job of locking it in place. What I'll do is I'll kind of go a little, I'll start here at the control panel and I kind of walk you around it, and I'll point to different things and point it out so you can get an understanding, and then we'll start it up and I'll give you some impressions of it. Okay, we'll start on this side of the generator and kind of move across and talk about everything that's involved in it here. So over here you see your typical off, your run, and your start position. Now if you're starting this and it's really cold or it's not been warmed up yet, then you want to move it all the way down to the start position, and you'll push this starter here, and after a couple seconds it'll start up. You feel it idling, then you can turn it back up to run, and then you're good to go. If it was already being run for a while and you just cut it off to fill it with gas or did something, then you could probably get right back to run and then hit start and it would start right up, not a problem. Here is your actual digital printout. It's going to show you what the amps draw is, what the watts that are being used. It's going to show you how many hours you've been running your generator, which is important because you really need to do those every 25 to 30 hours. The first break-in, we're going to change the oil. There's plenty of videos online about that, so I'm not going to get into the maintenance of it. Just search for the Predator 3500 by Harbor Freight, and you can get all those. I'm just kind of giving you my overall view. Here is an Eco throttle. If you're not pulling a whole lot of loads, you can go into Eco throttle, and it really quiets this generator down, and we'll turn it on here in a little bit and you can see it. But when you first start it up, you want to take it and put it off. You don't want it in Eco mode when you first start up, okay? So you should start, you have a battery down here, which when it first comes, you'll have to take this off, so Philip said here, and then hook up the battery and put it back in there. And I can tell you, my experience, it starts pretty darn quick. You'll come in the pack, you'll have a little plug in here for a 12-volt application. So if you want to charge something on 12 volt, you're right here. Another battery maybe that you have here that you want to charge separate. Maybe you have a solar battery you want to charge separately, or something's not going on with your solar and you can't get that battery charged. You do come with the alligator clips to plug in here. You've got 2 receptacles here, AC, just 120 volt right here. And they do have resets here for these in case they trip. Then you have a 30 amp plug here. Now we'll tell you, it does come with this RV plug, so it's pretty simple. You simply put it in there and you turn it to lock it, and your RV plug 30 amps will go in right here. This generator does have the ability to run parallel with another generator, so you can get twice the capacity. So this one here is a Predator 3500, so you can get about 3,000 watts, but you're going to get peak 3,500 for that startup. But if you could parallel it, you can buy the parallel kits with another generator like this, or one of the other ones in the Predator line, and you'll be able to run them in parallel and be able to do that. Again, the gas, we get about 5 gallons. We'll fill this thing about twice. And always put your stabilizer in your gas when you're using this. It's kind of better to take care of it. Other than that, everything else is pretty self-explanatory on this. Again, the oil we use 10W30. We started out with using just conventional, and then after the first break-in, after 25-30 hours, we're going to switch to a synthetic to that. So kind of give you an idea how this starts. I'll just show you. So let's just assume that it's been not run for a while, and this one hasn't run for probably about a week. So I'll go down here to start, and then I'll hit the button. See how it's idling? Now watch. I go back up here to run. Now listen how quiet this is. You can hear me over top of this. Now listen to this when I turn the eco on. Now if you need the eco, you're not pulling a lot of heavy loads, check this out. Isn't that amazing? It really drops down and you don't have to worry about the sound. If you're in a park, it's very quiet. There's other videos online that does the decibels and everything like that, but it's very quiet. It's comparable to the Honda. So it runs really well. We have not had a hiccup yet with it. We've used it a couple times. Okay, so see how it gets louder when I take it off in eco mode? And then when you want to turn it off, you just simply turn it to off. Now, one thing is make sure all your loads are disconnected from it before you turn it off. Okay, so turn off your trailer, turn off whatever, unplug whatever you need. Here you're going to be able to monitor the voltage, you're going to be able to monitor the watts, the amps, everything that's being drawn from the generator. All right here by simply toggling through this button. When I want to turn it off, I just go, and that's it. That's all you got to do to turn this generator off. So I got this generator at Harbor Freight. I paid about $7.69 or what have you for the generator. It was on sale. You can get different coupons, different flyers. Most of the coupons you get for Harbor Freight, you can't use their normal 20% off coupons with this. But there is a special coupon that I'll make sure that I put in either the description below, or I'll kind of link you where you can find it, or just keep an eye out for it. In fact, it might have been a 4th of July and it might have expired, but they constantly send them out, so keep an eye out for them. Subscribe to Harbor Freight and you can get it. Again, about $7.69 for this. I think it was well worth it. I looked at a lot of other generators. They were really loud. There's cheaper generators, but they're a little more bulkier and they are much louder, and some campgrounds have limitations. I think it's easy to maneuver, easy to get up in the back of the truck and take it with me. So it's just a simple process of what do you need a generator for. In our case, we want it in case we were boondocking or we were taking a long trip with a travel trailer, that we can actually be able to use this and have all the comforts. We don't like to camp, we like to glamp. So that's what we got it for. Again, comes with the RV plug, the accessories for the 12 volts. It's the battery in. Again, you see how easy it started. Now, for example, I could start it up right now and not even have to go down into the start mode because it's probably already warm. So I'll just go right down here to the run. You say, oh, it didn't do it. That's a key to tell you it didn't run long enough. Go down into the start. Then go right up in the run. Okay, so you'll be able to tell basically how you operate it and how long you operated. I know for a fact that when I ran it for about 5 or 6 hours and I had to fill it because I had run it carried over from another time, so I had a little bit of gas left in it and I just wanted to run that out. Then I just had to take it down to run and I pushed it and it started right up. So again, you'll get used to the sequence of how you run it, but it's a great little generator, again, from Harbor Freight. I recommend it highly.